the engine to save fuel and reduce pollution. When you stop at a stop sign. When you have to wait at level crossings or building sites. When you have to wait in a traffic jam for a long time. Light blue car. I perform the overtaking maneuver quickly. I perform the overtaking maneuver cautiously. I abort the overtaking maneuver. Why must you drive with particular caution here? Because the view is obscured by the bend. Because the roadway is made narrower by the wrongly parked car. Because the roadway is slippery. What should you anticipate? The motorbike could swerve to the left. Pedestrians could cross the road in front of the van. The person beside the van could encroach further onto the road. For which purposes is a horn allowed to be used in built-up areas? As a calling signal. As a warning signal. As an overtaking signal. Where are you particularly at risk during an overtaking maneuver here? When driving out of the truck's wind-sheltered area. When driving into the truck's wind-sheltered area. When changing lane after overtaking. You are driving following a heavy rain shower. What should you be aware of in this situation? It is difficult for me to detect uneven areas on the road surface. Splash water might impair my vision. I should maintain a large safety distance between me and the vehicle ahead. Because of the pedestrian. Because of the motorbike. Because of the truck. You double the speed at which you are traveling. How does this affect the braking distance? While driving, a deer crosses the road in front of your vehicle. What should you be aware of? I can scare off the deer by turning on my main beam lights. Other animals might follow the deer. The deer might stop in the middle of the road. The deer might stop in the middle of the road. What amount of side clearance must you maintain when overtaking pedestrians and cyclists? Maintain a minimum side clearance of 2.0 meters outside of a built-up area. Maintain a minimum side clearance of 1.5 meters within a built-up area. Because of the tractor, green car, blue car. What must you take into consideration when selecting your speed? The condition of the road and traffic conditions, visibility and weather conditions, personal driving ability. What is a precondition for environmentally friendly and energy-saving driving? Washing the engine regularly. Checking the tire inflation pressure regularly. Performing vehicle maintenance regularly. motorbike, blue car, signposted prohibition on overtaking. Where must you particularly reckon with dirt on the roadway and therefore danger of skidding? At inner city crossroads, near construction sites, at junctions with farm tracks. What is the maximum speed you are allowed to drive a car with trailer on roads outside of built-up areas? You want to wash your car. Where should you do this in the interests of environmental protection? At a car wash, in a car park, on an open road. What dangers can arise if this traffic sign is ignored? The vehicle could go into a skid and endanger oncoming traffic. The load could be damaged. The vehicle could suffer a broken axle or spring fracture. I perform an emergency braking maneuver. I hold the steering wheel straight and firmly. I steer to the left. What does the braking distance depend on? The condition of the tires, braking system, road surface. When driving outside of a built-up area, you want to overtake cyclists or pedestrians. What is the minimum space to the side that you must maintain? You are traveling at 30 kilometers per hour according to the rule of thumb. The braking distance is 9 meters when braking normally. How long is the braking distance under the same conditions when traveling at 60 kilometers per hour? 27 meters, 18 meters, 36 meters. What measures help protect the environment? Air conditioning systems, low viscosity engine oil, low resistance tires. There is oil on the road. What should you do now? I notify the fire brigade. I avoid heavy braking and abrupt steering movements. I swerve onto the left-hand side of the road. You are traveling at 100 km per hour and have a reaction time of 1 second. What is the reaction distance according to the rule of thumb? Swerve to the left. Continue driving as before. Slow down and be ready to brake. What is the maximum speed a motor vehicle fitted with snow chains is allowed to travel? It starts raining. Why must you immediately increase the safe distance? Because visibility may become worse, and the windscreen wipers do not immediately provide a clear field of vision. Because the brakes react more quickly. Because a greasy film may form which increases the braking distance. What should you consider after starting your vehicle? Drive off as promptly as possible. If possible, allow the engine of the stationary vehicle to warm up. Drive at low engine speeds. You are driving a car with a caravan in tow. What is true regarding your distance to the vehicle ahead? The distance is too large because it exceeds the length of my combination vehicle many times over. To the overtaking vehicle must be re-established once it has pulled back into lane. Is appropriate because the overtaking vehicle can pull back into lane in front of me. I continue driving just as before. I drive as far to the left as possible. I reduce my speed further. You are driving a combination vehicle. This consists of a motor vehicle with up to 3.5 t maximum authorized mass and a trailer, without a 100 km/h approval. What is the maximum speed you can travel on the motorway? What must you watch out for when you drive into an underground car park? My tires could get damaged by narrow entrances and exits. My eyes need to adjust to the change in lighting conditions. Pedestrians frequently walk on vehicle lanes. What is the right course of action here? I carefully continue driving, because there are no markings visible on the road. I brake carefully. I allow the pedestrian on the right to cross the road. What can cause in aquaplaning sliding on wet roads, on wet road surfaces? Worn tires. Grooves in the roadway. High speed. By which rule of thumb can you determine the braking distance in meters from speed, when braking normally? Speed in km/h/10 x speed in km/h/10. You are driving on a very narrow road and can see 50 meters ahead. What must be your maximum stopping distance? When must a car with trailer driving outside built-up areas on roads with only one lane for each direction keep a sufficient distance from the car in front, so that an overtaking vehicle may pull in? I maintain my speed, because there is sufficient safety distance. I reduce my speed, so that the overtaking vehicle can pull in ahead of me, in which situation is overtaking prohibited. Am unable to maintain the necessary space to the side. Cannot complete the overtaking maneuver before a hill crest. Cannot complete the overtaking maneuver before the start of a no overtaking section. What must you anticipate in this situation? When driving into the wind-protected area alongside the truck, my vehicle may be forced rightwards. My vehicle may be forced leftwards. The truck ahead of me may be forced rightwards. I maintain my speed, because there is sufficient safety distance. I reduce my speed, so that the overtaking vehicle can pull in ahead of me. I switch to the left lane now. I wait before the obstruction. I continue slowing down. For the motorbike. For the pedestrian. For the pedestrian. Where does driving fast often lead to accidents? On bends. At crossroads and junctions. At pedestrian crossings. You are driving on a rural road. A line of approximately 15 slow, moving vehicles is traveling in front of you. What should you do? I remain behind the line of vehicles for the moment. I overtake the line of vehicles as quickly as possible. I flash my lights and sound my horn to urge vehicles ahead to overtake. The oncoming car will now brake and not cross the center of the road. Pull out and cross the center of the road. Overtake without crossing the center of the road. You are traveling at 50 kilometers per hour, have a reaction time of 1 second, and brake normally. What is the stopping distance according to the rule of thumb?